everybody. Diana here at Sew in Common. So it's late Wednesday night. Normally Wednesday night is our Wednesday night workshop live, but I had a meeting I had to be at during our normal time. So we're doing Wednesday night workshop tomorrow night on Thursday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. However, when I got home tonight, I had this waiting for me. It's my latest fabric haul. And since I already had the makeup on and the hair done and the shirt on, I thought, why not jump online and share it with you? Maybe you guys will get inspired. Maybe you've been looking for some new fabric and you're not sure what to get. So maybe it'll be encouraging to see what I got. And then I have another product that I want to show you. None of this is sponsored. These are just things that I've ordered or have been sent to me or something that I want to share with you guys. Sent to me meaning as a gift from like my husband or friend or something like that, not from a company. Anyway, so I thought I would share with you. Now, you guys know I live in a rural community, and so the closest fabric shop to me, either going north or west, is about an hour and a half to 2 hours away. So I don't get over there very often. So I do a lot of my fabric shopping online. When I can get to a fabric shop, I stock up for sure. So I know some of you ask this question occasionally, like when you stock up, how much of a fabric do you get? And I usually get 3 yards of something, but I usually get it in 1 yard cuts, because that way it's more controllable for me in my studio and on my cutting table and all. However, if I'm getting something like a wide back for a backing fabric, I always get 5 yards every single time, or more. Sometimes I get like 10 yards because I know I'm going to want to use it on more than one project, that kind of thing. But this, let's say a week ago, I jumped online, and I have a few favorite online fabric shops. I'll list them below for you in the description once this live is over. Welcome to anybody. If you're on now, check in with me. Type in your name. Tell me where you're from. I can say hello to you for sure. But one of my favorite places to shop online is the Fat Quarter Shop. Okay. Kimberly Jolly, owner extraordinaire, quilter. Kim does it all. She's a super great lady. And I love shopping on their website. So that's one of them. I'll link below. And then there's 2 others. Well, there's one other that is like my other go-to. And then there's one other that everyone will know that I go to occasionally, especially if I want pre-cuts. Can you guys know who I'm talking about now? Anyway, so this box was on the doorstep when I got home from my meeting. And thank you all so much for letting me push Wednesday night workshop to tomorrow, Thursday. I'm all ready for it. I've got lots of fun stuff to show us. Now, first of all, I have to say, I like the way Fat Quarter Shop packs their fabrics. They always put them in a nice size zippy bag. And I keep these zippy bags. I use them for everything around the house. Like sometimes I need to put like nuts and bolts and stuff. I'll grab one of these. So these never are wasted. I don't store my fabric in them because I like to store my fabric so they breathe a little bit more. However, if you need to store in plastic, just make sure you leave an opening in the top so that it can get some air in there, and occasionally take them out and let them air and stuff like that. If that's what you have to do. I'm not going to tell you not to do it. You just want to make sure your fabric can get a little air now and again. So I love that they put your stuff in these. And I love that a lot of times they will come like all of them folded together in a bundle. And so it's like peeling away an onion. You get to see each one as you peel away another layer. It's like, oh, I didn't remember I did that. And then they always send me, and I wish they would leave the price off because that gets a little, that makes me sad, but it's worth it to me. So here, let me fold this so you guys don't need to see how much money I spend on my fabric, because I bet you all spend just as much. But they always list everything on here and how much I ordered. If I'm not sure about something, or if I know I'm only going to use it maybe on a couple of small things, I always order half yard, because you can do that with Fat Quarter Shop. If it's something I know I love and I know I'm going to want to use a lot, I always order 1 to 2 yards. So I've got a couple of those in here. Now, recently, I have been into blue fabrics. Let me grab this one. This was one of our special blocks that we did this month based on our June block of the month and our May block of the month. And then I don't know if I have the other one sitting over here or not, but you can see I used blues, these beautiful China blues in my St. George's Cross a couple of months back. So I'm really into these blue fabrics, all kinds of blues right now. And so I was running out, and you guys know how much I love that greenish aqua color. So when I went online, I went and just started grabbing stuff that I knew I liked. And actually, a lot of this, I've told you guys before, I love Kimberbell Basics. Hey, a lot of you guys are signing on. So good to see you guys. I know that we didn't do live tonight. It's coming tomorrow night. I'm just getting home and I had this here, so I just wanted to jump on. But drop a comment and let me know that you're here. I'd love to say hello to you. So I went on specifically looking for Kimberbell Basics. I love the Kimberbell Basics because they're in tons of colors. They have a lot of that minty light aqua green that I love so much. And they're really good fabric. Maywood Studios. Yeah, Maywood Studios is the ones who produce that fabric for Kimberbell. And so because I ordered these, a lot of these are Kimberbells, and I should have the information. I can tell you what they are. So let's start. This is the first one. This is a half yard cut. So it's a really light China blue with those little white daisies. I like ordering these prints that are tiny, tiny prints, so you can use them as solids. They're those, we've talked about that so many times before, prints that read as solid from a distance. And this one is Petals. It's called Petals. I don't have any other information on here that will be helpful, but it's Kimberbell Basics and it's called Petals. And it's in that super light, pretty blue with those little white daisies. So I got a half a yard of that because I know that there will be, you know, I can do a few blocks in that. I know I'm going to love that one. And then I got this one. This one is called, this is also a Kimberbell Basic. I will tell you this, Kimberbell has really upped their basics. They had the same basics for a good few years, and now they've added a bunch more to them, and boy, do I love them. This is Kimberbell Basics Maywood Studio, and it does not tell me what it's called, but I'm going to call it a honeycomb. You see that? And isn't that blue gorgeous? And that's definitely something you can use as a solid in place of a solid. Love that. So I got a half a yard of that, and I am guessing I'm going to be going back and getting more of this one now that I see it. And that's what I do a lot of times too. If I am not sure how I feel about it in the picture that I see online, I'll order the half yard because I'll always use it. And if I love it, then I take my little invoice, I mark it and say, order by the yard, and I'll go back, you know, in maybe a few weeks and order a yard or two of this. But isn't that one pretty? This is blue. On here, it almost looks a little purpley, but it is really a beautiful royal blue. That one. And then this one, this is Swirls. I'm pretty sure that's what this one's called because this is an older basic that I use in all the different colorways over and over and over again. Hi, everybody. Thanks for jumping on with me. Just a quick little fabric haul unboxing for you all. This is, you know what? These are just called Kimberbell Basics, but I know this is a swirl. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. So this is a deep, it doesn't look, well, it does look deep here, but it is really a deep, true navy blue. And then the swirl on it is just ever so slightly in the blue. So it's, the swirl isn't white at all. It's blue. So if you're going to use it in blues, it's not going to have to compete with a white at all. And sometimes our blues come with whites in them and you're using some other color instead of white. and it makes it so that they compete a little bit. This won't do that. Beautiful, beautiful fabric. I got a half a yard of this one because I wanted to make sure. They have 2 dark blues, and I wanted to make sure this was the dark blue I wanted. It is, so now I'm going to go back and order a couple of yards of it. Now here comes, oh, this one. They have a fabric called Doodles. Using the backing fabric, I've wallpapered one of my walls with it because I adore it. And then they have a regular size doodle. The backing fabric one, the doodle is bigger, so it's a better size print on there for a wallpaper, and a backing fabric. And then they have the regular one, and I'm pretty sure this is like a miniature doodle, but it's this one. It's the same. Oh, I just love this. I am crazy, crazy, crazy gaga over this. Isn't that beautiful? And this is a basic, and it is no information on here, just Kimberbell basic, but I'm pretty sure this one's called the Doodle. Isn't that pretty? And a lot of these come in numerous colors. So if you're not wanting blues and greens and stuff, but you're wanting something else, they might have those colors for you too. But isn't that pretty? Sure is pretty. Oh, I love that one. This one. I don't know why I didn't order but a half a yard. This one's, I'm getting like 5 yards of this one. That's right. Now this is the doodle as well, but this is in kind of a china blue with, this is definitely a white print on there. Isn't that pretty? This is so summery. This is the kind of blue and white together that I love in a summer quilt. Isn't that pretty? So this is another one. I'm going to have to go back and order some more because I'm going to want to put this in a quilt for the summer for sure. Maybe just this. And they have a doodle that is a white on white, which is gorgeous. I may order some of that too. And I may do a whole quilt in that. Now this is, remember this little blue one I showed you with the little daisies? This is that print, same print. Kimberbell, but it's in this light lavender. And this, even the little daisies, they're not quite daisies. Yeah, they are daisies. They're the same print. Have a red dot in the middle. So you have color in this that you can match it to, which I love that. So if you were doing other prints or solids that are a red or a light red, this would be beautiful with it in that color. Isn't that pretty? And the stems in this are definitely kind of a blue. It's an interesting combination, but it's certainly gorgeous. So that was that one I got a half a yard of. Now here we go. This is a print that I use a lot, and I use it a lot in one of their blues. I've never seen it in the aqua before. This is another Kimberbell basic. In fact, are all of these basics? I'm pretty sure all these are Kimberbell basics in this haul. I went a little Kimberbell basic crazy. If you want a good selection of the Kimberbell basics to try them, they have a whole box of fat quarters. I think that's like it might be the original ones, the original basics, but it's worth getting, and you get like a fat quarter of all of them. It's really nice to have. I have that, and I don't use them because I use them as samples to kind of pick out colors and stuff when I want to use them. But isn't that gorgeous? And I've used this. There's an orange version of this that is kind of more of a mellow, rusty orange, perfect for the fall. Just beautiful, almost more pumpkin. It's just gorgeous. And then they have one that's kind of navy and gray, which is just one of my favorites. But I like I said, I've never seen it in this color. And this one is going to come home in a big old couple of yards of this one too, right? Yeah. Here's another doodle in the, I think this is the magenta. Love this one. Love it. And I know that I will use this. I don't need yardage on this one. The half yard will do me fine for some projects. And then I also, now see, I got it in the yellow, and I thought this was a much lighter yellow, and that's what I was hoping for. So I'm glad I didn't order more than half the yard, because this is a much deeper yellow. It's gorgeous, but it's not the yellow I was hoping for. But I'll still use it, obviously. This is a great color. But now I'm still on the lookout for a perfect buttery yellow. This is more of a, this is a little bit more of a Velveeta cheese yellow. Beautiful color. And I love the doodle design, but not quite the yellow I was looking for. I'm looking for something So here's my 5440 or fight block. See this print, that buttery yellow. See, it's much lighter than the Kimberbell one. And I was hoping the Kimberbell one was more that color, but that's all right. It'll still get used. Now this one I did order a full yard of, so I'm glad, because this is that honeycomb, but in the aqua. That's going to be a gorgeous one. Mm-hmm. And then what I was really wanting to get, and I got 2 yards of it because I've been using it so much. I've used up all the navy blue background with a white pin dot, polka dot. So I ordered this one. This is another Kimberbell. So all of this was Kimberbell, and it's all gorgeous fabric. All of her fabrics, like I said, are manufactured by Maywood Studios. They do a beautiful job for Kim. Absolutely. And so that is my haul. Yeah, I went a little crazy. And I spent a couple dollars. You know how it gets when you get into fabrics. If I were in a store looking at these, trust me, this would have been 3 times bigger of a pile, but I wanted to come and share it. So tell me, guys, do any of you use Kimberbell fabrics? Do any of you use the Kimberbell basics? I fell in love with these because these were fabrics that started coming out in her kits and sets, where you would go and do the whole day or 2-day event at a shop. And so I started falling in love with them. And then they started making the basics all the time. And I was thrilled beyond thrilled. I just really love that lavender one. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, very pretty. And so I started using them a lot. I've never met a fabric I didn't like, but there are a few designers who I use repetitively. Different colors, different designs and all. Kimberbell's basics are one of my go-to designer sets that I use a lot. I love that a lot of her stuff are those tinier prints that can read as solid. She has beautiful colors. I've shown you mostly blues and those aquas tonight, a few other colors, that yellow and purple and magenta, but she has a huge color range, and this was very limited because I was looking specifically for blues, and then added those few others because I just, saw them and went, oh, sure, click, into the shopping cart. But so this is one of my Kim's basics, are one of my go-to. Kimberbell Sew Stitch Quilt with Marty. Hi, Sew Stitch. Thanks for joining me. Kimberbell has always been a favorite of mine. Aren't they gorgeous? They're simply beautiful fabrics, and they feel so soft. And Kimberbell came out with the silky solids, and those and Tula Pink solids are even more than my Kona solids. I love the Kimberbell and the Tula solids. Now they tend to go with their line, but there's so many colors that they can go with just about any fabric. I love those for sure. And then of course, you guys know I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over Tula Pink's fabrics, always have been. But I understand Tula's stuff is a little bit more of an acquired taste. You have to like the bigger prints or understand how to use bigger prints and not care if you cut into the middle of them and stuff. For me, really, Tula's stuff, there are some of her prints that I have, like the subject matter may not be my choice of subject matter necessarily that I would think of, but her colors blend so beautifully. It's her colors that just draw me in. But I will say there are a lot of her portraiture prints, like when she did Elizabeth. I loved those. I mean, I love those. The bigger, the better on those, in my opinion. So those I love. And there's some others that I love too that are kind of go-to, but I never like to run out of the Kimberbell basics because they show up in so many of my pieces. Lori Holt. Lori Holt's B cross stitch patterns, the color with the white little X's, are another group of my absolute favorites. So the fact that these, my 5440 or fight blocks, didn't have Kimberbell in it kind of surprises me, actually, because usually Kimberbell shows up a little bit in everything. Gosh, I'm looking here and I'm finding, here we go. Yep, all Kimberbell. These are all Kimberbell fabrics. Now, this confetti wasn't a basic, but the dot and all the rest of those were basics. Did it make a great card trick? Like that block a lot. So I just wanted to jump on and show you this haul. Again, tomorrow night is what would be normally Wednesday Workshop Live, and we're going to be doing the second week of our new project, Stars and Diamonds. I have my, hang on. I've got so much stuff here on my desk. So this is what we're making. This is the pattern we're making. Our new collection, My First Build-A-Quilt. Join us for sure, because this pattern set, our My First Build-A-Quilt sets also come with finished quilting designs in them too. And while we're making these pattern sets are $5 before they go up to normal price. So huge savings, and you're getting your finished quilting. So with My First Build-A-Quilt, you're going all the way from soup to nuts, as they say, all the way from the beginning, all the way through to once you have it bound and on the wall or on a bed or whatever the project happens to be. So tomorrow night, we will meet at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for our Wednesday workshop live, okay? But it'll be on Thursday. And that's because I had an earlier meeting tonight, an annual meeting that I can't miss. So, but I got home and this was here, and I thought, why not jump on and share it with anybody? If you've got any comments about Kimberbell, anything you want to drop into the comment section, please do. I can answer your questions and all. And then I will list my 3 favorite shops. So I told you all of those fabrics came from the Fat Quarter Shop. Normally, when I buy Kimberbell, I go to my girlfriend's quilt shop, because that is Kim's sister, Chris's store. And so she always carries Kimberbell, right? Of course, for her sister, of course you would. And so normally I buy my Kimberbell from them, but I happen to have already been on Fat Quarter Shop, and I was looking for some other things. Those 2 shops are my go-to, and they had a huge selection of Kimberbell. They don't always, and they did this time, so I just went ahead and bought the things I needed from Fat Quarter Shop. Then the other place, which is really easy to buy from, is Missouri Star Quilt Company. You know that. Great group of folks down there for sure. They are my go-to for my pre-cuts typically. It's kind of hard for me to find the yardage that I want online from them, but I can always find my pre-cuts from them. So I kind of, anything typically that isn't Kimberbell, I get from Fat Quarter Shop. It just so happened this time I got this from Kimberbell as well, or from Fat Quarter Shop as well. But I'll list those all down below in case you don't know how to get to those shops, and I bet most of you do. Alrighty, folks, that's everything for this live. Thanks so much for joining me for the last, gosh, we were on here for 22 minutes. So thanks for joining me. If you've got questions, please go ahead and leave them at the bottom. I hope to see you tomorrow for live at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And until then, everybody, have a great rest of your night. Stay safe, stay cool if you're in the heat, and of course, sew life beautiful. Bye for now.